Hey people, welcome to the Pathfinder Podcast, and on today's episode I am with Dann Proost from Fever Days, a 4-piece pop-punk band from Belgium. On this episode we talk about the history of the band, getting onto supporting some iconic bands, future plans and lots more. Hope you enjoy. Hey Daan, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. About your band, tell us about where you started and from the beginnings up to where you are today.
All right, so the drummer and me, we have been playing in bands for it's probably more than 10 years now, but we've always been more a part of the hardcore scene or metalcore, that kind of stuff. So we did that for many years in a couple of bands, but then we just figured we wanted to do something different. We were listening to pop punk a lot in the last years, and we just decided to give that a try. So yeah, just kind of snowballed from there. We had other friends from the scene that were also interested to do something a bit more, in that direction. So we found another guitar player and a bass player pretty quickly, and so yeah, we just started rehearsing and we started writing songs, and we released a single first with a music video as well. So that was the first thing we put out, and then an EP after that. It just went from there. So that's where we're at right now.
Nice. So how did you come across the rest of your band? Did you all know each other previously?
So the drummer and me, we go way back. The guitar player, we knew him from another metalcore band, and we knew him from playing shows together and stuff like that. The bass player was someone that lived close to our hometown, so we saw him a lot when we were going out. We never really played music together, but when on a drunk evening we started talking about music, and he just agreed to give it a try, and he's still part of the band, so yeah.
Nice. It's good to see that you also did metalcore, because that's along with pop punk, which has basically changed my life. I've grown up with metalcore, Blaster 4 and Killswitch Engage and that kind of stuff. So
something you can use a little bit in pop punk when you have that background and that influence. I mean, something you can use to make something interesting out of it. Well, something you find interesting at least. So yeah, that's definitely a good thing, I think, to have that background as well.
Oh yeah, more inspirations and influences you have, the more it can help with your music better than just have listened to one style of music. If you listen to different styles, then you can bring all them onto the table, and then you can put that into your new music.
Yeah, definitely. I also see that just playing pop punk now for I don't know, we've been doing this for 1 or 2 years now. I notice that we change a lot ourselves as well, because when we first started out, we wanted to have that very pop punk neck deep kind of sound, and we've been playing for 1 or 2 years, and now we feel like we tend to write music more I don't know how to call it, more emo vibe. So the movements, Boston Manor, that kind of sound is more something we're interested in now. So it's interesting to see yourself change in a relatively short period of time. You really know where you want to go with a band, and that's something we've noticed as well.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't listened to them all that much, but I know of Boston Manor because they seem to getting bigger in a quite quick period, to be honest.
Yeah, because I think we saw them once when they were opening for another band. I can't quite remember which one, and now they're doing their own headline tours, and in a year, 2 years, they're just blowing up. So
yeah.
Very good for them. I really like that band as well. So
yeah, definitely. I'm sure it was something like that for Neck Deep, because I remember when they were starting out, there was just some another pop punk band. Then out of nowhere, they seem to just blow up, and now obviously they're doing a bit like supporting Blink and so on. So they're doing like massive gigs now.
Yeah, that's crazy as well. But I think I picked up on Neck Deep a little bit later, so when they were already pretty big. So I didn't quite notice that big change there. Well, it wasn't.
Yeah.
They did grow, definitely, because they wouldn't be opening for Blink when I first heard about them. So they definitely did grow still, but I didn't quite see the big explosion, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying it's good for them and for bands from, I think they're both from the UK, Boston, and so it's good for bands there. They have this opportunity to like really blow up and do all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I feel like in Belgium it's harder to really reach that amount of people because well, I think first you need your local scene to be there to make your name bigger or whatever. And in Belgium it's harder, I think, because there's not too many people that really enjoy pop punk.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think the skate punk, I don't know if it's is it called skate punk? I'm not sure. Maybe just punk rock.
Yeah, punk rock, skate pop punk, and
quite big here. But the actual pop punk, like the style that Stories So Far, Neck Deep, all those bands play, it's not really. There's no real scene for it in Belgium, so it's very hard to get your music out there and to get people to enjoy it as much as we enjoy it.
Interesting. Okay, I was about to ask you that. What's the scene like around your area or just in Belgium in general?
Yeah, so all those years we played in the hardcore and metalcore bands, that was alright because people really seemed to enjoy that. And so we played many shows with those hardcore or metalcore bands. But then when we when we decided to make a pop-punk band, we had no idea that the scene would be so much smaller than the hardcore scene that we were used to. So that was something we didn't expect before we started, and we noticed that. So I think, I don't know, it's pretty small, except when you really play like the fast skate punk, a punk rock thing. That's something people here seem to enjoy. But pop punk, yeah, it's difficult. So yeah, that's something we've noticed.
So was it like at the small, like the gigs that you've played, do you like get much of a turnout?
We've had shows where we literally play for like 5 people. That's happened many times. We've also had shows that were where there were a bit more people. Obviously, shows where we've opened for bigger bands, or like the what do you call it? Like when a city has their own festival. I don't know how to call it in English, but yeah, that's those are the kinds of shows where more people would turn up. But like the smaller local shows, like if it's just pop punk, the show, then there's typically not too many people. So that's something that's, I don't know, could have been better, but you can't change that. So I mean, it's just the way it is, I think. But
yeah, that's what I hate about this local shows. People like complain about it, but then no one shows up, and then it's like, oh, there's no bands around here, and there's no like scene. It's like, well, because if you don't turn up to them gigs, no one's going to put on a gig when there's no money involved, and then you know.
Exactly. So we opened for Hoobastank. Well, that's maybe not quite pop punk, but we opened for the Hanna as well. And then you see this full crowd of people, and I just wonder, like, you're all fans of pop punk or similar music. Where are you at the local shows? Why are you not there? Because if you like this music, you claim to like, because you're here, then why not? Why would you not want to I don't know, meet more bands and find similar bands to the style that you seem to like? I mean, it's weird to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, it can get really frustrating, to be honest. It's like you do your best, you put like you play like for like half an hour, you put in like the best performance you can, and people come up to you and say, oh, it's really good, but then you play your next gig and there's like maybe one person from that big crowd. It's like, at least we're getting something, but it's like
yeah, I know. But it's frustrating, but at the same time, I mean, it's just the way it is. You learn to live with it. Yeah. You just try to find other ways to reach people, like online stuff like this. Just getting your music out there in other ways. I don't know, try to put on small tours, stuff like that. You just try to get it out there anyway, because, I don't know, you just love to do it, right? So you just want people to hear it. So, I mean, it is frustrating, but I've learned to live with it, right? It's not bothering me all the time, you know? I'm okay with it. It's just the way it is.
That's cool. Yeah. What sort of music for you originally?
Why I got into music is what you mean.
Yeah.
When I was like 9 or 10 years old, I found out about Slipknot, and I really loved the band. And like most kids in my class or whatever, they didn't quite understand it because they were, I don't know, most 10-year-olds don't really care too much about music, and definitely not the heavy type of music. So I was kind of weird when it came to that, but I don't know. I just really loved it, and it kind of snowballed from there. So I went to metal first, I think, and then the hardcore, metalcore thing was more my thing around 13, 14. So I kept doing that, and then later, actually, most people discover popping first, and they go to metalcore or whatever after that. But it went the other way around for me. So I was more into the metalcore and all that first, and then after that, I found pop punk, and I thought it was really interesting. I just really loved the emotional lyrics and stuff like that. It's just something that really spoke to me. So, but yeah, it started all from metal for me.
Nice. Yeah, we knew you said about getting into pop punk because that was pretty much the same for me. I think it was around 2004. Yeah, I think, that's when I really got into music, and Green Day released American Idiot, and that was it. The game changed for me, and I was just like avid. I was literally addicted to music. That's when I picked up my guitar, and then from that it snowballed. I got Green Day, and then I got into like Good Charlotte, My Chemical Romance, all that stuff. And then I got into Blast the Fall, and that got me like Kill Switch, Slipknot. When I used to hate Slipknot, I just didn't get it because the masks. I just thought they just hit cans and they just look stupid. I don't get it. Then eventually, slowly got into them. And then now, obviously, I love that band. So it's like you just go from that. Like you said, you get into one band, and then you can just snowball into like different bands, different genres.
Right, I get that. It's like for me as well. Sometimes I really don't like something until I've heard it like 5 times, and then it starts to really grow on me, and then suddenly I really like it. It's like weird sometimes. You can't explain it, but that's just what happens.
Yeah, it's strange because sometimes when I listen to like a band release an album and I don't get it, then they release a new album or something, and then I'll listen back to the older stuff, and I'm just like, that was really good, that were. It's like, why couldn't I like it when it came out originally?
Yeah, I get that. That's something that happens to me as well. I mean, the new Slipknot album is very good, though. I really enjoy it more than the other 2 new albums. This last.
Yeah, but I need to give that a proper listen because I listened to it, but not properly. So I need to sit down and listen to it properly.
I haven't listened to it front to back either, but I've heard some songs and I really like it. It's like the heavier stuff they used to make. It sounds a bit more like that, so I really like that.
And then Corey stopped smoking now as well, so he said that he's reached like his range is better than it was before, which is really good. Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to do stuff like that when you're like 15 and you want to keep doing it. You have to do something because if you don't, you're just not gonna be able to keep it up, I think.
Especially when like Slipknot like full on like just every gig is just brutal, and if you just carry on like not looking after yourself and then being in a band like Slipknot, your body's just not gonna take it anymore.
Yeah, definitely. And I also think they've had their share of stuff that you just shouldn't be doing if you want to continue. And I mean, I've seen some videos about the history of Slipknot. It was very interesting, but they've done some stuff. I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's good that they're now, because I think he's sober as well and he's not smoking, so that's very good.
Yeah.
You should be able to continue like that. So yeah, that's great.
For the band sound, what's the main influences and how has it dictated your material from the beginning up to now?
Right. So in the beginning, we were like really big on The Story So Far, Neck Deep. So like the more typical pop punk bands. Knuckle Puck as well, which may be a little bit more to the emo sound. I don't know. It's not as happy poppy as State Champs was also something we were really into back then. But I don't know. We just grew out of those. I mean, I still really like those bands, but we kind of grew out of that sound a little bit. So now we're more interested in the vibe that bands like Movements, Pastor Manor, Thrash Boat, more Moose Blood. We really like that as well. It's something that's between the emo and the pop punk, I think. Those are influences that speak to us more right now, like in this moment of time. It can evolve, and I don't know which bands will be our main influences in 2 or 3 years. I don't know, but at this moment in time, I think Movements, Pastor Manor, the emo pop punk kind of, I don't know what to call it. Maybe a little bit post-hardcore-ish. That's the main thing that's an influence right now. So the new album is definitely going to be a bit different because I think our first EP, the one we put out first, I think that's still pretty like generic pop punk-ish. So I think there's going to be quite a difference in the next thing we're going to put out because influences change and you evolve and stuff like that happens. So yeah.
Definitely. Talk about like your past material, like EP and lyrics. What's the inspiration behind it all?
When we decided to start this band, so it's a bit silly even, but at the same time it is pop punk. So I mean, I'm not gonna be the only one, I think, in this. But I just got out of a pretty bad breakup, and this just gave me enough inspiration to write an entire EP about it. And it's a bit corny, but it's true. I mean, that's what happened. Like almost every song was about that and building myself up and how bad it felt and all that. So yeah, it's a bit stereotypical or whatever the word is, but it's true. I mean, that's what happened. So that was the main influence. Well, lyric-wise, definitely the main influence.
It's life. Obviously, you might say it's corny, and obviously a lot of pop punk bands write about that stuff, but you know, no one really wants to listen to a song about how happy they are. It's like, oh, life is so perfect. So you get the best material when you're like going through crap, and then you play it out into a song, and then people relate to that better than when you're like happy.
Because I mean, you can sing about other hardships, but if you want to sing about something that almost everyone knows, then I mean, a breakup is something almost every person has gone through, so everyone can relate to it. So yeah, there's a reason why most or many bands sing about that, because it speaks to people, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we did it as well.
Nice.
For the new material, we're trying to do something different. So I'm not trying to. I mean, there's still going to be songs about that, and songs that revolve around breakups or heartbreaks or whatever. But we're also going to work on other stuff, like songs that are about other hardships in life, because you can't keep writing song after song about the same thing. That's not going to. I mean, it's going to bore people, I think, and it's going to bore ourselves as well. So yeah, definitely you need a bit of a change or whatever the word is.
As a songwriter, is it just you writing the songs, or is it like a collaborative thing?
I prefer to like work on something on my own. So I have a little like home studio. So when I have an idea, I have a basic idea for an entire song. So I just record it and I send it to the rest of the band, and then we rehearse it, and then at the rehearsal, we talk about it and we change some things sometimes. But yeah, so I think I do most of the writing, but I mean, everyone has the chance to give their input at the rehearsal. But I mean, the what do you call it? The structure of the song, the bone structure or whatever, is already there before that rehearsal. So yeah, that's how we do it. It's not like we're just jamming and the song and comes out of it. That's not how we do it most of the time. So yeah, I do prepare a lot at home.
Nice. Gigging around your country, how has that been? Do you get around the whole country, or are you like just stuck to your local area?
We haven't been in the south part of Belgium yet, so the French-speaking part, we haven't been there. And we've been invited to the west of the country, close to England, twice, but we couldn't make it 2 times. So we never got to that part either. So yeah, we're pretty local. Like we went to Antwerp and some cities around there. But yeah, we haven't been like really far. I mean, you can't really go far in Belgium because it's so small. But I mean, we haven't been to the far west side and we haven't been to the south either. So yeah, I think definitely that's something that we'd love to do, and maybe some countries around it to like a little tour or something like that. That would be really great, but I don't know. We'll just see what we can do.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, exactly. So we got a label, Bearded Punk Records. It's also looking out for us.
Nice.
So yeah, that's cool. Those guys, they really work hard, and they really give their heart for this scene and all that. So that's really cool. And I mean, I'm sure we can work something out with those guys and do something cool in the future.
Nice. How did that come about?
So this guitarist that was also in another metalcore band, the bass player of that band, is in another band now called 4am. It's a popping band, female-fronted popping band from Belgium, and their guitar player actually owns the label. So when we put out our first music video, because they're friends, he heard about it and he liked it, so he invited us to talk about what we wanted to do, if we wanted to be on a label and all that. So he invited us to have a drink, and we talked about it, and we just thought the offer was very interesting, and they could be a help to us. So we just went with it, and we don't regret it, because they're a really good label. They really work hard. They don't care about profits. Just they want to break even, have fun, and do it for the music. So that's really, really cool.
That's really good to hear. Because obviously you do hear some nightmare stories.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not every label is the same, and you hear stuff, and you hear labels doing it for the money and stuff like that. But I really don't get that vibe from Creative Punk at all. So that's good.
That's really good to hear. I saw on your Facebook you obviously you do a lot of good YouTube content and stuff, and one of them, the videos I saw, was that you played at is that Gross Rock? Is that what you say it?
Yeah, we call it Cruise Rock, I think. Cruise Rock.
How did that come about? Because it's a pretty big festival, is that?
Yeah, it's pretty big. We did play the warm-up show, so the official days are Friday and Saturday, and we played it on the Thursday. So there were a few bands that day, but not all the tents were open yet, right? So only the smallest tent was open yet, and some bands played. But we had quite a big turn up, so that was cool. How did that come about? We lent a band asked to share the backline, and we did. And the guy was thankful for it, and he said, we'll give you something back sometime, or something like that, or we'll return the favor. That's what he said. And so he was in charge of that evening, and he put us on the bill. So that's very cool.
That's amazing. Is that like I was return you the favor, and then that favor turns out to be a pretty big gig?
Yeah, exactly. So most of the time people are like, I really appreciate it, I'll return the favor. But I mean, they'll give you a beer or something. But he gave us one of the coolest shows we could play. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, we had a good time as well.
Nice. Big respect to that guy.
Yeah, definitely.
You said like Hoobastank as well. How did that come about? Obviously, everyone knows that they're a pretty classic band back in the day.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest band that we've ever got the chance to the support for. So I had a friend who was also it was someone I met in the hardcore scene back when I was in that hardcore band. So he had a band as well, and he recorded a demo in my bedroom, like a little demo for their band. He doesn't play music anymore. He does like stage stuff for Grasspop and stuff. He's like a stage tech, I think, and he does stuff like that. So we had to do that for the Hoobastank show as well. And so we were the only pop punk band he knew, and he asked us to do it because he could pick the band. He had that, so he did that, and that's how that came about. So
Nice.
So it's really cool. We really enjoyed that show. We were very nervous as well because back then Cruise Rock didn't happen yet. The HANA support show didn't happen yet. So that was probably the first time we would play in front of more than 200 people. So that was we were really nervous, but it went really well. We had good feedback and all that. It was a really good show. So that was very cool.
Good to have a big turnout to see you guys.
Yeah, I mean, the turnout was probably for Hoobastank, but I'm just happy that...
Yeah, they're still there to see you, so...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's cool that they show up early and they... I don't know, they're into pop punk or I'm not sure if Hoobastank is pop punk, but I mean, something like that. And I'm glad that people that enjoy that kind of music went to see another band in that style as well. And they did, and they picked up some pieces of merch and all that, so they must have... Or some must have liked it, so that was really cool, and we really appreciate that. That was it was amazing.
It's good that people picked up your merch. Well, that shows that you impress some people.
Yeah, I mean, because it is hard to get people. They don't come to local shows here, so the only chance to reach them is to do these kinds of support shows. So you can actually reach people that like that music. So if they pick up a piece of merch, then you're really happy about it because you feel like you finally reached them and they did like it. So that felt good. We had a good time there.
It's good that with your networking and meeting new people, you doing that has helped you get onto like the big gigs, which is enabling you to play in front of a bigger crowd than you would normally do on a headline gig.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something we could probably do for another couple of years, but I don't care. I mean, these support shows for us are cool enough. I mean, we really had a great time at the Who Wrestling Show. Also, we got to support the Hana. I don't know if you've heard of. They're also from the UK, I think. The Hana. Have you heard of the Hana?
Not top of my head. I may have done, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Anyways, they had some kind of fight with their label, so they were not with the label anymore, and they were doing this tour by themselves, and it was like the first time they did it, or I don't know. He kept repeating it, so it was a big deal for them that they did this tour without a label or whatever. And so yeah, we got to open for them as well, and that was really cool. It was like there were like many like they had really young girls as fans as well. So that was something new as well, and they were screaming and doing everything, and they were doing that at our show as well. So that was really cool because that had never quite happened before. So yeah, that was really cool as well.
That was really cool. Did on the Facebook, I did see a bit of humour here. So like you had a pizza on your Facebook, obviously with the pop punk rock band. So I'm just wondering, do you have pineapple on pizzas or not?
Pineapple. It's not like it's most people tend to have this like love-hate thing. So either they love it or they really hate it. Like I've tasted it before. I don't hate it, but I mean I just prefer it without it. But it's not like I hate it or whatever. But for me personally, it doesn't make my pizza any better. So I wouldn't put it on there. But I won't hate it either, right?
There's always a good debate because this guy that I met in America, he's literally massive fan of pineapple on pizza. He loves it, and there's some people who just hate it, and there's like massive debates about it, and it's just like, and I'm just like, I like it, but I'm not gonna go to someone, how can you not like pineapple?
I mean, it's sort of an odd combination between sweet and salty, so I get why you wouldn't like it, but like, why would you hate it? I mean, it's just personal preference, right? That's all it is. So yeah, it's weird to me that some people get so mad about it, but I don't know. I just don't care about it really.
End of the day, it's still pizza, and everyone loves pizza, so who cares?
Yeah, exactly, definitely. That's definitely true.
So for the future, what's the plans for you guys?
So we're currently shooting a music video for one of the songs of the EP. It's crazy. We've been so busy. We filmed the first part in December, I think. So it's almost been a year since we started filming that, but we've been having a hard time to get everyone involved together. Like we need the guy who films to be free, the entire band, of course, and we have an actor playing in our video as well, and we need all those people to be able to have the time to do it, and it's been hard. So last time we finally got together, and we said we'd do it on the day 3 weeks ago, and then the actor said he had too much to drink the day before, and he was sick, so we couldn't do it. So now we're still waiting. Now our guitar player is doing exams for school, and he's crazy. He's like doing a full-time job, and he's studying as well. I don't get it, but he doesn't have much time, so now we have to wait until after the term begins again, and yeah, it's hard to do that, but we're working on that. So the first thing that we're gonna put out is probably that music video for Without You, the song that's on our EP.
Oh, nice. Where did you record the EP? It sounds like you've done a really good job on it.
We've recorded it in near Amsterdam with the Cornerstone Audio Studio. It's a studio where quite many bands from Belgium and the Netherlands go to record, like some bigger bands even, like Moments is a Belgian melodic hardcore band. They're pretty big and they've recorded there. Access Unlocked from Belgium. Clench Your Fist is a B-Town hardcore band from Belgium as well. They all recorded there. So he's a guy, he does a very great job. He not only records your music, but he also like looks at the structure of your songs, and he gives some ideas, like maybe you can try this here or there. And he just, I don't know, we came out with another EP than the one we came in with to record.
That's really good.
Yeah, he really took it up a notch, like gave some very good ideas and some other insights that we weren't able to see ourselves, right? It's just an extra pair of ears and fresh ideas, that really helped us, and really glad we went there. So yeah.
Yeah, it gives you like an extra. You like it becomes like another part of your band for that period. So instead of just pressing the button and recording, he tries, like you said, pushes you to like another level.
Yeah, exactly. It's what you want a bit. So some musicians, I'm sure, they just want to record their own music and they don't want other people interfering with it, and that's fine as well. But for us, we haven't been doing pop punk then for a long time, because we were always doing another genre, right? So for us, it was definitely a good thing that someone with more experience would look at it and help here and there and just see how you can, I don't know, make the song better or stuff like that. So yeah, that was really good. He's a very talented guy. Also, because I never felt like I was a very good singer, and I wanted to have this like, what do you call it, like a distorted voice or whatever, but I said I can't do it. And he was like, yes you can, just get in the vocal booth. And he started doing stuff to me to just get it out of me, right? So I couldn't do it myself, but he gets it out of you. So that's something that I really enjoyed as well. He just gets the best out of you as a musician or as a singer or whatever. So yeah, definitely a great producer. His name is Daan same name as me, so Daan, Cornerstone Audio. Definitely something that people listening should perhaps check out. I mean, maybe it's far for people from the UK, but for people from Belgium, the Netherlands is definitely something. Yeah, he's great.
He knows how to work with certain members of bands and to push to get the best out of them.
Not only a sound engineer, but he's a producer, right? That's the difference. The producer is someone who actually looks at the structure of a song and all that. Does that as well. So yeah, he does a great job. Do you do that as well? Because you're busy with music as well, right?
Yeah, I do the recording, mixing. I do live sound as well.
Do you do producing as well, or just? I
try to, yeah. Like if I hear something or think of something, then I put it to the band.
It's always help.
It's always trying to help the bands as much as I can.
Yeah, definitely. I always enjoy that, just to have someone else's opinion on it. It's like an extra band member, right? Someone else who can give their input, and
Exactly, this is what you need, rather than just be showing off and like, here's the mic and pressing the button, then right, finished, and then you're done.
Yeah, right. So yeah, for some people that works as well, right? It's just what you want. So for us,
everyone's different.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Cool. I think unless there's anything else you would like to say, I think that wraps everything up.
Yeah, that's fine for me. Thank you so much for talking to me about the band and all that. It's really good to have someone in the UK that cares about this. So hopefully we can get some people to listen to our music. That would be great. We would really appreciate that. So
definitely.
Thank you very much.